Okay, you say you're not calling for a regulation of social media, but there's a part in that video clip I saw earlier where you're saying that Nigeria may cease to exist in 5 years if nothing is done. What exactly were you referring to?
Thank you very much. Like I said earlier, but let me go back. Actually, that morning I was already at the House of Assembly getting ready for plenary, and I got a call that Mr. Speaker, House of Reps was coming to the constituency to survey the level of damage. And actually got a call from him. I took permission from my speaker to quickly rush to Surulere, go around, and then I saw, what I saw was heartbreaking, because the mothers, they were there, and they were there. I saw people who said they stayed 35 years of their life, and things the mobsters couldn't take away, they destroyed. And it was just a whole lot going on, and the mothers were saying, lots of them were women. Some had their daughters because there was no job. They had their daughters, standing in their stead, and they're like, what are we going to do? And we're just all feeling bad. And, people saying, these people, it's not just hunger, it's anger. They were angry. And obviously, as things were going on, they were saying it was, the things, some of these, quote unquote, I call them our youth. Some of these people just get information fed off from the internet, from the social media space. And I said, and as a result of that, it was, that was what was, people were talking about it whilst we were there. So I left there immediately and went back to plenary. And it was when I got to plenary, to tell you the truth, I had not gotten over it. I actually had something prepared, which if you notice, I didn't read. The only thing I read was my greetings. But I was overwhelmed. So I never meant that. So what I meant in 5 years was I watched as people were killed. Let's start from the 20th, when it happened. On 20th of October, I was devastated. I stayed all night awake, speaking with Mr. Speaker, and going through our heads. I got to DJ Smith's Switch's Instagram Live. I saw it, but I started getting death threats. So I logged out, because the threats were about, oh, you had sent army to go and kill us. And I'm like, oh my God, the thing is changing. It's not about that. So when I got to plenary on Monday, it was the whole emotions that went through. And I saw people killing people. I saw people running away with things. I saw people, even on that day of the 20th, screaming, because I hooked up a bit. If we don't control that narrative, we will not have a country. That was what I meant.
Desmond Elliott, who has come under fire from a lot of people in Nigeria due to his comments in the Lagos State House of Assembly, has broken down in tears on Nation television as he tries to express himself. Recall that there has been series of looting and destruction of private and public properties by hoodlums throughout the country, which comes as a ripple effect of the NSAS protest which rocked the nation recently. People saw it as opportunity to destroy government properties, which includes police stations, government houses, COVID-19 palliatives found in warehouses around the country, and many more. The Lagos State House of Assembly held a sitting on Thursday to discuss security issues that arouse due these looting and destructions. In the meeting, Desmond Elliott, who is also a Nollywood actor, expressed his disappointment in the Nigerian youth, especially celebrities, and while he was speaking, he referred to them as children. This caused a lot of outcry against him, as people insisted that he was working against the youth in Nigeria. Desmond Elliott granted an interview to Arise News to clear the air and address people about what he said in the House of Assembly. He stated that the emotions got a better part of him and he was never against the Nigerian youth. While he made these statements, he became teary and emotional on TV. Medicine after death. I don't even know whether a lot of you saw the video when he was, if you see the way, because whether he put on my Agbada, Simi said, oh, even a 22-year-old child or a boy or girl or a youth can still be wicked. So it is not even, the wickedness is not even running in the minds or in the life of all those old people alone. Somebody can even be a child. Somebody who is a child, maybe less than 10, can be wicked. You can be 80, you can be wicked. So it does not really matter. Or maybe because he's not wearing agbada. See the way his position when he was talking, I was like, what is wrong with this man? So because you just entered you have now become a politician, so every other person, is now a riffraff. And that is how all these politicians, that is how they behave. That is how they behave, most of them. Now that, with the coming of social media all over the place, you don't even need to carry gun, you don't need to carry anything or any harmful weapon. Social media alone will teach you a lesson. If you think that you also joke with this generation, you'll be in for that. They will be ready for you. They don't even need to go and be carrying any weapon. They know how to use that social media. Everybody will come for you. This idea of people coming together, with this protest and all of that, everybody wants to converge together and begin to say, oh, we're going to do this. No, gone are those days that people will be doing that. From the angle of the government, they thought that they have already won these people. They cannot come together. And that is why they are fighting so hard to be able to regulate this social media. It's not going to work. One thing is that if you have done the right thing, all of these problems wouldn't have come in place in the first place. They wouldn't have occurred. But because of their wickedness and because of their deceit, and I don't even know what they are looking for. I don't even know the money they are looking for. And all of those, what is it called? All this constitution or whatever, according to Lord, all those money they are receiving is illegal money, because that is not what it ought to be. All these things they are doing. Somebody was even saying it yesterday. I watched somebody saying, you guys you are just to be, you are heavily paid and you are not working, you are not even doing 1/4 of what you are being paid for. You are just paid, you are just to being paid and you are doing nothing. And because of that is why the politicians, they look at everybody as if you are nothing. That's why they will continue to lie to people and they will not do anything. And that is the position I saw Desmond Elliott. The way he stood, his posture was just portraying that. It was feeling big. It was feeling big. Now that you guys have started to hunt the youth, they are going to deal with you decisively. It's not by carrying weapons. It's not by waylaying you on the road. They know how to go about it. Now, Lai Mohammed will be coming and they want to gag the social media. Himself is saying, oh, I saw children cursing. That was the way he was saying. It baffled him. Baffled you what? Baffled you what? Properties were destroyed. Properties are being destroyed if the government refuses to do the right thing. It happens all over the place, even in developed places. It happens. They talk to their leaders. If they don't do the right thing for them, you do anyhow, you see anyhow. These people, they are so arrogant. These are our politicians. They are so arrogant. You are not doing the right thing. You have been manipulating the people for a very long time. You don't want them to talk. Even the ones that are even doing the right thing for their people, they still lash them. They still blast them. Not to talk of you guys that are not doing anything. If you see this man, it was just like children. What was he even saying? Mr. Speaker. I was just like, which is Mr. Speaker? They call themselves honorable. Which honorable? Which guys are not honorable? He has joined them. That is it. Because of the salary, because of the kind of money they get. That's why he's referring people to children. The children were cursing. That when he went online, you went online, but you didn't go on the street and see how people are suffering. No, it didn't bother you. How people are suffering, how people cannot even feed themselves, and a lot of allegations against that your speaker, that's Obasa. Hey, Mr. Speaker, I was paid. It hurts me. When I went online, I saw people, the way people are commenting. Oh, people should not comment. They should clap for you. Is it not the same as Desmond Elliott during the COVID-19? You can imagine, honestly, the people that you think they know what they are supposed to do, even if they are being given opportunity to head any of this agency or whatever, or to be in the position of leadership, it's a lie. And unfortunately, majority of them know, but they are taking the advantage of the gullibility and ignorance and the fear the politicians over the years have put in the minds of the people, that they are riding on all of those things, and they are taking all of those things for granted. You want to tell me they don't know? You went to do all this, what is it called? Hand sanitizer, washing, and you now put your name there onto what? Even if there's anything you want to do, you are supposed to put the name of your constituency. I think it represents a Surulere constituency. Even if you have to put anything, you have to put the name of that constituency. And once they know that constituency, they know who is in charge. He's now going to go and put his name, his picture. Who does that? What kind of a thing is that? And these people that they go all over the place, all over the world, they see how things are being done. He said he was pained. He was pained. And some people are even saying that this cry or whatever, the emotion is put in, there is an actor, so you should just leave all those things. If you like, you cry from that sincerity. You have already said what you want to say, and people will continue to do that. You think by disrupting the protest, you guys think you thought you have won. You've just shifted the evil day. You just shifted the evil day to the front.